Do we want to make this like a therapy session? Because that's what I got. Like a lot of emotions. I've got a lot of emotions. Hello, I'm Juliet Simmons, a voice actor here at Sentai, and I also do YouTube stuff as JubyPhonic. Yay! So I've been doing voice acting for math. I want to say let's give it 4 years, 5 years. It's been a while. I want to go with the cheesy answer and be like toast in my mouth running to school, but that's like a horrible idea. Actually, you'll choke. You'll choke. Ideal breakfast is probably like Pop-Tarts. but the s'mores Pop-Tarts, because the other Pop-Tarts are trash, but the s'mores Pop-Tarts are actually really good. And if you freeze them, they can also duel as a dessert. So, tip for all the kids out there. So I'm a voice actress. I really love anime, and I've been growing up with it for a long time. In Japan, they're called seiyus. And I am a big fan of Yuki Kaji, to the point that I even watched his live-action film where he taught other people to voice act. It was fictional, but it was very funny. And if I ever met him... If I ever met him, it would probably be a scene. It would be a scene. So anyway, if anyone wants to, be cool and, if you know him, hit me up. I was going to be like, whose phone was that? That was my phone. And it's not even a text. It's words with friends. I don't know if it counts as cool. So as my sister and I were walking through the streets of Japan, you hear a lot of different sounds, because it's pachinko parlors and random, advertisements. All their advertisements are super loud. But one was above all else, this pink bus that I felt would follow us around, that just kept on chanting this demonic chant of high school girls. And it was terrifying, and it would just keep chanting, and you would be walking and you just hear va nita, and louder and louder, and it's just you finally come across it, and it's this poor man sitting at a light with this horrible bus covered in anime girls just screaming. But that was the coolest thing because I like horrible things. I hope I answered that correctly. The weirdest thing was probably going into a convenience store and just being able to pick up actually edible food, which was new to me because Americans, come on, guys, you can't walk into a 7-Eleven or a Buc-ee's, shout out. Well, no, actually Buc-ee's you can, but other ones, you can't pick up a warm meal and be this isn't gonna give me gastric distress or actually kill me. In Japan, you can pick up entire meals. It was crazy. I would just grab a fried rice ball, which was very good. You could pick up teriyaki chicken or ramen that you just put hot water in. We didn't have to leave the room. That was super weird for me because I was I could actually be a hikikomori. I feel it now. I don't need to leave. It was very cool. Very weird. Ooh, is this a call out? Yes, I have cosplayed. I mean, who doesn't? Okay, when I was in middle school, we couldn't dress up for Halloween. They're that's satanic. You can't do that. The devil will get you. But they did have Spirit Week, and you did have one day where you could dress up as your favorite character. Do you see where I'm going with this? Except nobody else really did Spirit Week stuff. And so imagine you in middle school, very awkward, showing up in full Sailor Venus cosplay and essentially just wearing a jacket the whole day. And while people ask like, hey, what's, and you're just like, it's Spirit Week. I feel a lot of spirit. And yeah, I've cosplayed ever since. You would think that would deter me, but instead I still cosplay like Hatsune Miku, of course. And like, Nagisa from Free sometimes. And I feel like I'm just like reading out my diary. This is bad. Like Sakura from like Tsubasa Chronicles and like, other stuff. Sometimes crossplay. Like, oh, am I going to hell for this? I feel like this is a big call out. So yes, I've cosplayed before. I'm on Dr. Phil right now. He's going to come out and be like, we need to talk. No, wait, that's Chris Hansen. Anyway, next question. Okay, hear me out. I like both. When I grew up, I watched a lot of dubs because, like, you're too young to read the subtitles very fast. And that was a legitimate complaint. I was too young and I was like, turn on the dub. I can't read the subtitles very fast. And so they turn on the dub for things like Ranma and like Trigun, which again, yes, you're thinking a child shouldn't be watching that. But again, I liked anime and I really didn't know why the Japanese took so many baths. But anyway, I liked dubs a lot. And then as I got older, I was like, yeah, okay, I'm getting a better hang of like Japanese and like I feel like I can watch some of it and like actually understand the intonation, which is like really important. And like I would say now I'm pretty 50-50. Like, if it's a good dub, I'm going to tell you. If it's a great, like, if the Japanese do a great job, like Yuki Kaji, I'm going to tell you. So, both? Like that child in that taco commercial? Why not both? Really? Just any, like, anime song is just so like cleansing to just scream because you only know the English words and so you just scream the English words and then you go hey, and you can do that alone anytime, very cheap. I think everyone would really enjoy that advice. Go karaoke. It is very stressful because you're sitting there and you're like, oh my God, this is like, I know the say, like, she's amazing. She's an amazing singer. I've grown up listening to her. I've grown up to listening to her. And like, you're just like, and they want me to do that. And you're like, but I'm not them. So I would say it's stressful, but it's also like when you're done with it and like, you feel good about it. When you feel good about it, you're like, yeah, I did that. That's pretty cool. That's pretty darn cool. I never thought that I could ever do that. So yeah, it's cool when it goes well. When it doesn't, you're like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So yeah, that's how I feel. I feel like stars, like a really, like, okay. From my point of view, the numbers are cool, but my day goes like this. I wake up in the middle of the afternoon, realize my life is a mess. I get on the internet, I check Twitter, and I'm like, haha, the world is a mess, so I'm not a mess. I do my online classes because I'm still going through college very slowly. And then I'll get like some side time to like either write up lyrics or like do YouTube stuff or like, slack off, which is most of the time. So it's been very strange because the only time that I ever really interact with people is either you go to the coffee shop or really the boba shop for me, and like they don't even look you in the eye because you go there every day. Or you go to a convention and people are like, oh my God, it's you. And I'm like, yeah. And it's really strange because they're like, I've listened to you since I was like a child. And like, for me, like, it's really like strange. Like I can't process it. So it's like, I feel like I'm not. And then like suddenly like people come to me with like these stories and I'm just like, I get somewhere between like honored and like like I'm glad that I could bring that happiness. I still feel awkward saying like fans. Like if you notice, I never say fans. And I rarely even do like videos. Like this is my face. And it's like really weird. So yeah, YouTube star is kind of like, when my parents say it, I'm like, but yeah, I think it's a very strange world. It's like an isekai that I'm living right now. Somewhere between like people being like, you're the reason I met my now husband. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Cool, but how old are we? And I'm like, oh wait, I'm 24, okay. And then like things like some will sing for me, and like that's always like crazy because I'm sitting there like, you should be on YouTube. I should not be on YouTube. You should be on YouTube. Lots of people have drawn me like amazing things. I keep them in my happy box, which do not make fun of me for that. You gotta have a happy box. And yeah, I think it's just like the reaction is like the sweetest thing, because it's like, you know, you go your entire life being like, I feel like I'm half like a little underground mole. And then like the moments I come up for air, there's like people like, hey, it's you. And I'm like, oh, so I'm a person again. Cool. But yeah, I would say just the reactions are definitely the sweetest things. When I was auditioning for Gekkan Shoujo Nozaki-kun, Monthly Girls Nozaki, I didn't know I was going into the audition for that. There was another one across the hall that I was like, I prepared for it, I'd watched the thing, blah, 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 blah. And then I came out and they're like, oh yeah, and you're doing the other audition. I was like, am I doing that audition? And they hand me a script and I'm like, that's Nozaki-kun. And they're like, yeah, it's Nozaki. And I'm like, you don't understand. I have followed this author, this mangaka, like forever. She is amazing. She is hilarious. I remember when Gekkan Shoujo came out and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And like, I remember running to my sister's room and being like, this is the funniest thing I've ever read. And like, I told all this to Kyle, who was the director auditioning, and to Ricardo, who's the engineer. And they just like, after I went on this long tirade of being like, you guys should have told me, I love this. This is my life. And they're just like, okay, so do you want to audition? And I was like, yes, yes, I do. And then I got it. I got Chio Sakura and I screamed into a pillow for a while. And then I was like, I can't do it. I can't, this is too good of a role. I can't do this. I've never, like, this is crazy. I did it. I feel like half of like Chio's like nervousness is just my own genuine nervousness. And like, it kind of helped for the role. But yeah, I'm still bewildered at the whole thing. She's favorite. If you ever want to get me with Yuki Kaji, shout out. I know someone out there probably knows his mom. That sounds more creepy than I meant. That was more creepy than I meant. Yeah, that's all I got to plug. Hit up Sentai for cool anime memes. Enjoy that. You can cut all that.